Okay, welcome back. We're now going to be looking at section 8, which is all about design principles in graphical user interfaces, which is obviously GUIs. The pages to help you is pages 18 to 33, so there's quite a few pages there, so it's really important that you've had the opportunity to look through those pages, do the activities, understand the main concept before you start this section. If you haven't, I'd pause the video here, don't start, go to those pages, read through and try those activities. If you have a copy, go through every single one of them, understand the key principles first. If you have done it already, I suggest you have the pages in front of you, and because we're going to talk about a number of things here, so this is a big section. So what we're going to do is you're going to pick an example GUI, okay, and discuss what you can see, how they are being used and why they are there, and you need to find out the following items. So every single one of these here in this list at the bottom here, you need to say what do you see, what icons do you see, what font styles, what size, what color, what use of space or white space, which is basically the gaps that you see in between things, making use of space, the apps notification bar if it's on a phone, or if it's at the bottom, you've got this bar here, the menu bar at the bottom. Any gestures, like gesture or features like that, swiping up and down, for example. Who do you think it's aimed at? How do you know? What can and cannot be changed? So for example here, I can't change. What can't I change? I can't change the dot as far as I'm concerned, or where I can't change the background here. I'm able to change the contrast, making it black, but that's basically it. So you have to ask yourself what things can and can't be changed. Why can things be changed? Let me say that again. If there are elements that can be changed, what are they and why can they be changed? How does that help? Who does it help? If there are things that can't be changed, you want to say, this can't be changed. This is a reason why they probably did that. However, these people might struggle with it. Okay? Then the techniques that can be used to improve both the speed and access to your user interfaces. Like, for example, the use of a keyboard. You might want to talk about how keyboard shortcuts can help things, run a bit more smoother. So, for example, often if I need to copy and paste something, I won't select something like this and then go to right click and then copy and then paste, or do this and then go to, if I push this down, go to the menu option here at the top and go to edit and copy. And that's that takes a few steps. It takes a longer time. If I had to do that quite a lot, it's a waste of my time. What I do instead, I use a keyboard shortcuts. And if you don't know this, shame on you, but you should do. Copy is Control and C, and then paste is Control and V. Those are shortcuts that make life so much easier. And there are other shortcuts out there. So what shortcuts are there that make things easier in these GUIs? What use of informative feedback is there? Is the reversal of actions easy? Can they go backwards basically? And how easy is it to go backwards and reverse things? Placing related objects together and reducing the selection time. So have you put things that are in the same spots so it makes it easier? So for example, I'll go back over here again. When I click on edit, these are anything to do with editing. If you look at it, you can see undo something I've made, that's an edit. Redo something I've done, that's an edit. These are all edit features. When I go to view, this is everything to do with viewing the screen. Insert means that putting something in. So I don't want to put a picture, a table, a drawing, a chart, a line, a footnote, special characters, a break, and so on and so forth. Format means formatting something. Yeah. So these are all put together. Why? Because it reduces the time it takes for me to select it. So these are all found between pages 18 and 33. It is up to you to understand the key principles, what is there and why and how are they used, and then using an example, you're going to talk about that. Okay? So the GUI, again, I've got this folder here. If you're in my class, this is. If not, just find one online. Doesn't really matter which one it is, but pick something you could talk about. And this is one of the reasons why I picked some of these as videos, because then the reviewers going through those things inadvertently. Obviously it's a review, they're talking about what they like about and what they dislike about that actual item. So they might talk about some of the hardware items, but that's fine. You're going to focus just on the software, about the way it looks, the screen, the user interactivity, the face of the software, and discuss it here. So talk about some, and remember the focus is the design. So the way it looks, the way it moves, the animations between different things. So for example, I'm going to show you an example here actually. So here, this is a PC. This is, I say it's a PC, it's a laptop, but it belongs to the same family. This is a laptop. nothing here at the bottom moves. When I put my mouse over it, my cursor over it, nothing moves. When I go over this or this or this, there is a slight change of color indicating what I'm on. And then if I hold on to a few seconds more, there is a thumbnail that pops up telling me what's in that and what's in that. If I go into this one, that shows me a little thumbnail of what's in there as well. And I can cross it off from here if I want to, which I don't want to do. Now, if I go to YouTube, and I'm hoping I can find this, Apple Mac UI, and I'm gonna go to videos and I want to show you the difference. Click on this and see if this makes a difference. And what I'm trying to allude to is the bottom, which they have. Let me drop the volume down. The bottom of their screen, first of all, the design is completely different. Can you see this here? Look at that. That design, you can clearly see, is not a Windows desktop. They have a bar at the top and they have something at the bottom as well. So the PC user interface, that bar is at the bottom, whereas for Apple's at the top. But they have something at the bottom as well. So they have two different things. If I press play, you'll see how it looks. If I don't move my mouse a little bit, there we go. And you'll see as the mouse or the cursor moves around, hopefully you'll see a number of things that happen. So they have drop down menus as well. So that's a design choice that they made. You'll see it's got like a greyish bluish metallic feel at the top, but the drop down menus or the pop-up menus are white, but everything that you go onto is white and blue, keeping the consistent color scheme that they're having, on top of the logo, because that shows you where it's selected. But then when you move away, the colors change again. So that's a design choice that they made. Then on the top here as well, you see some things are black and others have color in it. Why? So you have to ask yourself, why is that there? Now, what I'm hoping is that they're going to go down to the bottom and show you what happens. So there it is. So I'm going to move my mouse for a second. Now you're going to see the cursor goes down in a second, and you'll see that these items at the bottoms, these icons, they should change. Oh, there you go. So when they hover over it, there's a shadow that pops up, and then you click it, and then there's an animation. It sort of stretches out to the screen. So I'm hoping there's a few others. No, there isn't. Let me go back again just so you can see it. Unfortunately, it was a little quick. I wonder if I can slow it down. A second. Go back, pause, and I think there is a setting here, speed. There we go. I'm going to go to 0.5. Press play. Let's have a look now. So you'll see when I click it, so click Safari, there's a grey colour, and then it stretches the application out. So that was a design choice. They could have just had it pop up. It could have come from the top. It could have swiped in. There's a whole 100 different ways that could have happened, but they chose that animation. Why? Why does it do that? So you have to ask those kind of questions. The other thing I wanted to show you, and unfortunately to show here, is in some, and obviously this user, whoever recorded this video, obviously disabled this animation, but there's an animation where these items at the bottom, where my mouse is right now, the cursor is, these items with the trash bin and the folder, they pop up. So basically they expand. So it's like they get larger. So again, it gives you an idea of where it's up to, where your cursor is at that point, making it easier for you to make the selection. So there are a number of things that are available that makes it easier for the user. So your focus here, boys and girls, is talking about those design choices, the use of icons, colors, space, and so on and so forth. What is there? How is it done? What does it look like? Think about the size, think about the arrangement, think about the position, the location, the consistency. Is there any consistency? What is consistent? Why is it consistent? What does it match? So you need to find an example. So if you're in my class, you pick one of these. I'd go for one of the videos. Pick one that has a lot of content in, things that are being discussed, and then you have more to talk about here. Once you've done that, hopefully you've discussed those main areas. And as I said, I cannot stress this enough, guys. Look at page 18 to 33. I don't want to go through it all because it's far too much and the video is going to be hours long then. Once you've done that, you should be hopefully ready for the last section of this document, of this task. But this here should be a good 2 or 3 paragraphs long as a bare minimum if you're looking for the distinctions.